Hi, I'm Cody, and today's video is about my last video, which was a failed challenge of the Death Nut 3.0. I'll leave a link down below in the description for the failed video. When I failed it, I got to past the third round, and something happened to me. Intuition. I've been eating spicy things long enough to know that when I get that message to stop, you stop. And that's one thing that when eating capsaicin, doing these challenges, it happens sometimes. These challenges sometimes end up in failure. But I was thinking to myself, what is failure? So let's talk about that real quick. Bear with me. So this is what I had on the video. Like I said, I got through the first 3 rounds, and then the 4th round I didn't even start. So what I did was I saved everything in a little baggie, and then I have the 5th round here. What I wanted to talk about is I was upset, a little upset, to be honest. It's a little bit of an ego hit to not be able to finish these challenges. I do this stuff off camera and have been doing it off camera for not quite 10 years, maybe like 7 or 8 years. I digress. Wanted to talk about the failure video because I was upset, but then I got really happy, and I'll tell you why. One really cool thing about challenges like these is that you don't have to do them all at once. The challenge, if you want to complete the challenge, yes, you have to follow the rules. You have to. But if you don't, what you can do, and in ways of increasing your tolerance to capsaicin, be it in the mouth and the throat and then in the gut, you can do a few things. So let's talk about that real quick. So there's 5 rounds in this challenge, and they come with packets of peanuts that are just, these things are completely, they're completely filled with peanuts. There's, I don't even know how many peanuts. This is an open bag, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's like 15 peanuts. In the first few rounds of this, there were like 4 or 5. The Death Nut 3.0 is a 2-person challenge. So each one of these packets is made for 2 people, or 7 or 15. One person could eat one of these and be liquefied. But I was thinking about, what am I going to do with this challenge now that I failed it? There's a few things I could do. One thing is just quit, because why would you do this? Especially on camera. Or what you can do, and what I thought to do, is I thought about my failed video being not a failure, but being a lesson. When I did that last video, I got to the 3rd round, completed the 3rd round, and then I got that gut bomb. And it wasn't the burn in my mouth or my throat that got me, it was the gut bomb. And one thing that you can do is you can kind of train your body, if you're so inclined to, if you feel the need to, or you want to do this. What you can do is you can buy challenges like this, or like the Tube of Terror, or Death Nugs, or something else that is in pieces. So there's no affiliation. I'm not trying to boost up anybody's company or make money for anybody. It's just, these are the things that I have on hand to talk about. And so I'm going to go. I'll try to make this video short. I love to ramble and talk about spicy stuff. What you can do, so this is the 4th round, and the 4th round was, a double shot of Carolina Reaper, a double shot of 7-pot brain strain, and a massive hit of Trinidad Moruga Scorpion. And at that point in my last video, it was crazy. So this in the bag here is all of level 4. What you can do is, if you're somebody who is wanting to increase your tolerance to capsaicin, something like this could actually help you. And that's one thing that I was thinking about when I was kind of going over my fail video. Nobody likes to fail at anything, but if you want to complete something, failure is not, it's not such a big deal. You go back to the drawing board, you figure out what you did wrong, what I did wrong. In my case, and I'll just speak on my case, is that I was not ready for it gut-wise. I didn't prep for it properly. When that third round hit my gut, I got that message, stop. But what you can do is, so let's say you buy a whole pack of this. First of all, you're crazy. Second of all, I like crazy people. They're my people. What you can do is you can break up these bags into single peanuts. So what you could do is you can go through each round, or if you bought something like a Tube of Terror or something else where you can do it piece by piece, one day you can eat one. So these things are heavily coated. I don't know if you can see it. I don't have any white paper with me. I guess I can show you here. These things are coated. You can go from round to round, and maybe one day you can eat one peanut, and you can get used to that burn. You can get used to the flavor. You can get used to what it feels like in your gut, because these things are no joke. They're spicy. And then another day, or the next, few hours, you can grab two of them, and you can eat two. And over time, you get used to that burn in your mouth, in your throat, in your gut. For me, gut. Gut, for me, is a lot harder to train for capsaicin. I don't know if it's just prep. I don't know. If you have any prep comments, ideas, tips, or tricks, leave them in the comments below. I would love to start a dialogue with you all. That's one thing I started this channel for, is to start a dialogue. This isn't a lecture. It's a conversation. So, these peppers wicked hot. We're talking about Carolina Reaper, 7-pot brain strain, and Veruga Scorpion, some of the hottest peppers on the planet. These peanuts are no joke. So getting used to them one by one, or a couple at a time, or a few at a time, will help you keep your money's worth, because doing these over time will help you save money. You can burn and enjoy the heat. I'm enjoying the heat right now. You can enjoy the heat over time. You don't necessarily have to do this in one go. In my case, that's what that was a goal. What I can say is this: I have another pack. I do intend on trying this again. I like these peanuts, so I do want to do this challenge again. This one is all 5 rounds. I'll save this for a different video. I wanted to make this video about failure. So, failure for me, and this is something that I tell my kids, is something that happens if you don't learn something from a mistake. That's how I interpret failure. And sometimes failure means this is not for me. I need to move on. But you learn something. You stopped. This isn't for me. I've done a couple challenges. My nemesis right now is the Samyang too spicy with plutonium. That one was a huge fail for me. I don't think I'll ever go back to that. Roger Trier of Hot Dang Show did one with the Samyang, and he knocked it out of the park. I digress. So failure, for me, in that last video with the Death Nut 3.0, not completing all the challenges, but I realized that I can use these peanuts to help increase my tolerance, both in mouth and throat and in gut. So I thought that was kind of fun realization that I failed the challenge, but at least I have these peanuts now to help move up my pain tolerance, move up my capsaicin tolerance. And some of you might be watching and saying, why would you even bother? Why would you hurt yourself like this? For me, doing these challenges it's more than just the pain. You kind of test yourself. Why would anybody need to do an ultra marathon? Why would anybody do a Spartan race? Why would anybody go to the gym and work out and break down muscle to build it up. Why would anybody do that? Part of it is, it's multifactorial. So for me, as a chili head, I like to kind of test the limits of capsaicin. I really am a capsaicin enthusiast. And for people who might be starting this journey, people who might be stuck where they are, if you can't tolerate jalapeno or serrano or habanero or any of the thousands of peppers, getting something like this and taking a peanut one at a time, two at a time, three at a time, it can help you increase your tolerance to capsaicin. And that's a cool thing for me, in my opinion, if this is something that you're into. So I won't ramble too much. I don't want to get too redundant, but I wanted to say something about things that I've learned through this failure of a challenge. Another cool thing is that really and honestly, I'm not a paid advertiser. These peanuts are really, really good. Really good. I've seen a couple videos several videos where people complain about the flavor. The flavor is you're getting the pepper. Those peppers are very pungent. The capsicum chinense. Capsicum chinense. Meaning the peppers that are Carolina Reaper, Moruga Scorpion, a lot of the 7-pots, a lot of the super hots, Chocolate Bootla, KSLS, I think Kangstar Lemon Starburst is a capsicum chinense, that beautiful pepper, or a Black Betty, or a White Chiputino. These peppers that are in these certain classes have different flavors. That's what you're getting with these peanuts. So, to reiterate, very briefly, my last video was a fail. Boo-hoo. I have another one, so I'm gonna get that done. I really want to do this by myself. That's a challenge that I have for myself, and these are things that I do at home anyway. So I figure, why not film it and see what y'all think? With these, you can buy a pack, all these giant peanuts, and eat them one a day, half a day. If you enjoy burning, getting that sensation of spice, and then it dissipates, and you get that little runner's high, that little boost of dopamine or whatever. You can use challenges like these, not do them as a challenge, but do them, a couple peanuts at a time, and build up your tolerance if that's what you so choose. And they're tasty, and they're spicy, and I think I've said all about that I can. So possibly the next video might be me going back at this guy right here, the Death Nut. I don't know. What I would like to know is, for all y'all that have watched, thank you so much. The last video was a celebration for 10 subscribers, and honestly, no joke, super excited about that. But do you have, the person watching, thank you, do you have any thing that you do that you would want to share to increase your tolerance to capsaicin, be it in your mouth or your gut? Do you have anything that you do to fight off the capsaicin cramps that come afterwards? If you have any kind of anything to add to the conversation, I highly recommend comment down below. Let's start a conversation. Let's talk about it. That's one thing that I want to take this channel, is not just challenges, but let's talk about growing peppers, and let's talk about making things, and let's talk about failures in our challenges, or what you do. What do you do to prep? Do you eat spaghetti? Do you eat a big milkshake? Do you go for a Frosty? Or what are you eating? You're eating a peanut butter jelly sandwich? Let's talk about it. So yeah, I guess that's it. Also, thank you, and I'm Cody. I'll see you on the next one. Be safe out there, friends.